Well, you have decided to see the update of my nursing journey. And, a lot's changed since 2020, which I'll be sharing in this video. I asked some of you guys that follow me on Instagram to send me some questions, which I'll answer. And to give a little background, so I've been in LVN now for a year and a half, but I did quit in December. I said bye. It was a good place with obviously pros and cons. I really did learn a lot working in the SNF, so I'm very grateful for the opportunity. And I'm also a new mom now. KJ is now 8 months, and going to school and working and being a new mom and balancing your social life and balancing your self-care has been very, very difficult. So let's get on with the tea. Even though this is coffee, so let's get on with the questions. I have it right here, so we're gonna get started right now. So one of the questions is, wow, 1 year left, woo! Thank you. So how did nursing school and working as an LVN differ? So my LVN school did not prepare me for how much work the SNF was. When you're in school, usually when you're in clinicals, you get 1 or 2 patients to pass meds to. But when I started working and I was day shift, I was like, so what's a patient ratio for me? And they're like, 1 to 35. And I was like, for the whole unit? I'm passing meds to the whole unit? And they're like, yes, you are. And oh my God, the first 3 months I worked full time, so Monday through Friday, and I would even do doubles. It was good experience. It's a good thing I went ham the first 3 months because I was going back to school, but I was dying. My first shift by myself, I was crying, passing meds and crushing it, and I was like, I'm not gonna give it to them in time. And then one of the nurses was like, look, when they're at home, they're not gonna take their meds on time. So it's okay. As long as they get their meds, as long as that they're okay, as long as they're being safe, you will be okay and they will be okay. But nursing school did not prepare me enough for how jam-packed being an LVN would be. It was really good preparation for my BSN program. And on the topic of my first LVN job, Kimberly asked, what was your first job like in negotiating your salary? Was there room for negotiation? For me, I did not have any prior medical experience. I was not a CNA, I was not an AMT, etc. I was an activities assistant in a nursing home, but that's the closest thing I had. I didn't really have a lot of things to back me up into asking for a higher pay, and since I was a new grad, I'm obviously going to be in the lower bracket. At the time, I was kind of just I just want a job right now. I didn't really know what was out there for me, so I was like, whoever hires me first, I will take it. And honestly, it wasn't that bad. When I would take double shifts, my paychecks would I was happy. When I would do doubles, my checks would be $2,000 a week. So I was like, you know what? This shit is fine. I'm good. I'm good with this. But honestly, get that first year of experience at your first job, and if you don't like it, go somewhere else. You already have a year of experience. You have experience with the skills that you needed to get. Go somewhere else. Demand a higher pay than what your last job was giving you, and you're set. I also got questions about whether I would do travel nursing or working as an agency nurse. For travel nursing, I would love to, but I can't because I have a baby and I do not want to leave him behind, and I don't want to hire a babysitter that I don't personally know or have a relationship with. He is with family when I need someone to babysit with, so I feel very comfortable with that. Right now, I'm working with an agency. I'm not going to say the name. My new job right now is going to be a school nurse or a one-on-one pediatric student. In the places where I would work as a school nurse or a one-on-one pediatric student, it's usually a student who has like seizure precautions, diabetes, trach, G-tube, and I would just make sure that they're okay for the day. If I'm working as a school nurse, they would usually just come in to see me in the clinic, and if there's an emergency, I'm the first responder that goes to them. The next question, I know this field works around the clock, but I don't want to work weekends, lol. Yeah, I did not like working weekends. I was working weekends while I was in school, and it really messed my mental health. My commute was far, and I just barely got to spend quality time with my family. So I quit. That's one of the reasons why I did. And you can work and not work on the weekends. You can work a good high-paying LVN job that works with your schedule. You just gotta find it. And if they need like a certification, like Ivy certification, drop that $200-$300 and get it, because some jobs as an LVN, they'll pay you $60 an hour. Like, you're making RN money at that point. Let's get into another big topic that I keep seeing in my DMs. Money. Nursing school money. Grants, scholarships. Is it worth it? Are the student loans worth it? And it depends. It depends on the kind of life you want to live. I've said this in my last video, but in life you're always going to have debt. It's shitty, but that's the society we live in right now. That's how it's built. You're gonna have a car debt. You're gonna have a house debt. You're gonna have debts for all sorts of things. This is investing in yourself. You can enjoy your money and pay your loans in the lowest rate, or you can go ham for years in the beginning and have it paid off. It's scary, but for me personally, the jump is definitely worth it. For resources, I am gonna screenshot some people here. I'm also gonna leave down their links below for financial education and advice. This job shouldn't be your only source of income. You should dedicate time to side hustles or passive money. There are things you can do in order to help yourself grow financially and to be smart with your money. With grants and scholarships, I would annoy my financial aid advisor a lot. For one of the scholarships I got, they were really reluctant on giving it to me, even though I deserved it and I definitely qualified for it. I just kept being annoying as possible and they gave it to me. So you just gotta be very persistent, because they want to hide it from you. They're trying to make money off you. So search everywhere, and if you gotta sell your soul to Sally Bay like I did, then that's what you gotta do. And I know how much nursing school costs. You can be in $100K debt, and that is a scary number. It'll be worth it after all, the trauma that healthcare gives you. Becoming an LVN was really good for me because it was basically like a trial run. I can be happy in this level. I can be financially free with just my LVN. But I chose to go for my BSN because I wanted a bigger scope of practice, and I wanted to keep doors open in case I did want to go to MP school, but I don't know anymore. For specific programs, I don't really know a lot of nursing programs to recommend you guys. I did go to ACC for my LVN. It was fast-paced, 13 months. It was a good program. I would say it really prepared me for West Coast, but I would suggest you do research for your own, because I don't know like the area you live in and also what your budget would be, and if you are willing to wait on the wait list, or if you just want to get it done and go straight into it. I did get questions about, has being an LVN helped me on the BSN route? Yes, being an LVN has definitely helped me with my bridge program, because like the concepts are not new to me. Obviously, I'm going to be learning more because the content is more heavy. However, my foundation has already been built, so I'm not stressing so much as I would have before when I first tried the BSN route straight. I'm not saying that everyone should do the LVN route first, but I'm also not saying that it's a bad option. While you're in your BSN program, you can be working as an LVN, gain your years of experience, and then when you graduate, you already have experience as a nurse. For me, like, I'm a slow learner, so me doing the LVN route really helped me with school. If you're a fast learner, you don't need to do the route that I did, but if you wanted to do the LVN route, make more money, that's fine too. That's perfectly fine. Now, we're gonna talk about studying. I have gotten questions about how do you memorize so much info? I'm getting ready to take my ATA exit exams and I'm terrified. I was too. How do you get through the I don't feel like studying, I always feel overwhelmed? Trust me, that feeling won't fade. Did you already have your prereqs done prior to joining the BSN program? For that question specifically, since I went straight into the bridge program after my LVN, my prereqs were still within the 4 years, so I was okay. And what helped you remember things? Did you buy other books to study for LVN? I also got a question about studying for the NCLEX for LVN. So how I'm going to break it down is for the NCLEX for LVN. I bought the Saunders book. It came with a program. Honestly, I did not read the book. You are just going to get overwhelmed with all the information that's in the book because that is a thick book. I would suggest doing practice questions, reading the rationale. If you need to make a study guide to keep yourself more engaged, do that. And that was all I did, and I passed in 60 questions. For the ATI exit exam, for when you're finished with the nursing program, you usually have like a nursing coach through VATI, virtual ATI. Focus on your missed concepts and keep doing the dynamic quizzes. Review the areas where your strengths are, but focus more on the areas you're weak in. That way you just have a big scope of areas that you've practiced questions on. Practice questions. Like that's how you're gonna pass that test. Because if you made it that far, you know the concept, but you need to practice how they're going to ask you these things, and you need to practice how you're going to think through those questions. For regular nursing classes, so my study routine, I will go through the lecture, I will download the PowerPoint, make it like an outline for my study guides, and I'll read along with the book, and if I feel like I need to add anything, I'll add it. I also color code my notes because I'm a visual person. I like to see color. If it's just black and white, I'm not gonna pay attention to it. After I'm done going through the lecture, after I'm done reading through the PowerPoint, after I'm done reading and making my study guide, I like to use Picmonic. It is also the sponsor of this video. Picmonic is actually really cool because if you're a visual learner like me, they explain the concepts to you in cartoons, and they also base the information off nursing school books for different programs. So I'm lucky that they have mine. And after each lesson, they give you quizzes based on the concepts, and it's very easy to retain. Also, like in a funny cartoon storytelling type of way. So for me, it sticks. If you want to use my code, it's 20% off a membership. Just saying. You don't have to look at it, but if you want to, it's right there. Also, you really have to prioritize studying, because if you neglect it, it's not going to retain in your head. You can't just cram on the night before the test because you're going to be stressed out. Get your 8 hours before the day of the test. Make a set routine for studying. Try and do a little bit each day so you're not burnt out and cramming everything in just one sitting. One of the hardest lessons I've had to learn studying wise is not to memorize it, but to understand it. So if I don't understand a concept, that means I have to go back to it. I can't just memorize this just to memorize it, because it's not gonna stay in my head. If you understand the concept, that will click more than just rereading it over and over and over again until like it just sticks in your mind, but it has no meaning to it. For the $1 million question, we're all dying to know, how do you balance going to work, going to school, being a mom, being a wife, and just your overall social life, and how do you have time for yourself? I don't. It's very hard. I have to lean on family a lot to babysit. Days I have school, or if I need an extra day to study, my family will babysit or my partner's parents will babysit. It's really difficult emotionally for me not to have time for my baby, because there's like a lot of mom guilt that comes with it, and then there's also like the guilt of like my family and his family are sacrificing for me to finish school and for me to work, and and it drives me crazy sometimes. To be honest, I do well in school. I'm on the dean's list, and I do dedicate a lot of time into studying. For social life, I will probably see my friends once a month or once every 2 or 3 months. Yeah, I go a lot of time without seeing them, and it does make me really sad. But like, we all know we're busy. We all have a mutual understanding that we have different lives now, and that doesn't mean that we're not going to be friends anymore. So I am very thankful for the circle of friends that I do have, who are very loving and understanding of me. But I do miss them a lot. And in regards to not spending a lot of time with my son, it is also very hard. Oh my god. Yeah, because it's just like I'm missing out on a lot of things, but I'm so glad like there's other moms in the program. So I'll ask their advice and they'll be like, oh yeah, I mean, like it's sad that you miss out on those things, especially since it's your first one, but I mean, like, I forgot my daughter's first words, and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, it does make it a little better to know that there are other people like me in the same situation, but it is hard. In regards to like my relationship, we're both pretty busy. My partner works basically 7 days out of the week. I'm working or studying or being with the baby, and it does get hard to find the time for each other. So the time that we do have, we try and squeeze it in, even if it's just like getting food and like eating at home or eating out like as a date, like watching a movie together, like that's at least something. Or just like a random quick drive to the beach, just so that way we can both like mentally relax. Like that's kind of enough for us right now. But sometimes it is hard feeling like I don't feel like I have enough time for myself. Honestly, I'm just like pretty bad at time management. That's also an issue I'm working on. So hopefully in 2022 I get that in check. But everything is manageable, but it's hard. You're gonna have a lot of nights of just like crying and being sad and being annoying to your partner and to your friends. That's just the nursing school gives. What keeps me going is that this is gonna give me the life that I want. This is gonna give me financial freedom. This is gonna give me a better life that I can give for myself, for my son, for my partner. I keep imagining what unit I'm gonna work on and like who I'm gonna help that day, and those things give me hope. And it's hard right now, but I'm gonna get through it because I don't have another choice. I'm gonna get through it because I will get through it. That's kind of the mantra that I keep telling myself in order to get by in the day. It's hard. It's very hard. Sometimes I do have times I want to give up, but I don't let myself get there. I've already hit rock bottom before. I'm not gonna go there again. I'm going all the way up. I mean, if they're gonna interrupt, are they gonna give me free ice cream? Oh, that's my dog. Oh my god. So I didn't mean to get emotional. It's just the reality of nursing school. It is very difficult. That's also something I want to address. It is a privilege to have the time, to have the money, and to have the guts to actually jump into it, because it is a very big dedication that you're gonna have to put in. If this is what's calling you, then I say go for it. You don't want to keep denying yourself this path if it was meant for you. You don't want to go down life thinking like, maybe I should have done that. And you know what? If you go into nursing school late, like, that's fine. In LVN school, I had great grandmas in my program and they graduated. So it is never too late for you. And I also want to say you should really take care of yourself, because although I only have 1 year left, I was struggling a lot. Work and school and being a new mom and trying to have a social life and making time for my partner. That's a lot of things to juggle, and it's really important to take care of yourself. Like with my new job, I was honest with them. I was like, I'm going to school. I'm the new mom. I only have babysitters for this amount of time in the week, and I could probably only give like 1 or 2 days, and they were totally okay with that. Find a job that will be okay with your schedule and who are very understanding. That is one of the key things that I needed to get in order to balance out my life. And if I need to quit my job, I will quit my job if I need to. I do want to stay on for like the pediatric experience. I made this video so I can give a yearly update, and I hope that whoever finds this video and whoever watches it, like, something resonates and it gives you that motivation and that hope that you will get through nursing school if that's what you want to do, and you will become an LVN, you'll become an LPN, you'll become an RN. That is in the cards for you, and you just have to take the leap for yourself, because you are your best bet. You want to give yourself all the tools you need in order to build the life that you want. And I really hope you don't give up on yourself in wherever you are in your journey. With that said, I'll see you in the next chit chat.